Deborah Owens is a 20-year veteran of Wall Street and an advocate for helping women and people of color find financial success.
Wealth expert Deborah Owens has clients whose retirement accounts have a lot of zeros.
Deborah Owens, a financial expert, a financial literacy advocate, an author, and a sister who's making a difference in the financial world. Welcome to the Chambers Chronicles.
Ladies and gentlemen, the show is about to begin. Put your hands together and
Owens, America's Wealth Coach, and it's time to get wealthy.
You can be a millionaire in retirement, and you don't need to earn top dollar to do it.
The studies show that these weren't multimillionaires. These were typically someone earning up to $150,000.
Are you ready? Are you really ready? Let's go.
If you're like most people, you're worried about your financial situation in these unprecedented times. Joining us now live to help us understand how to weather this economic downturn is financial expert and wealth coach Deborah Owens.
Have you been in pursuit of the American dream? You followed all the rules. College, multiple degrees, check. Six-figure career, check. 401k, IRA Roth, check. And yet you still feel financially insecure. WealthyU is a financial wellness company. We create seminars and we have wealth coaching programs, all with the goal of helping people take ownership of their financial success and have the confidence and knowledge that they need to make good financial decisions.
And that's what you get being here at WealthyU. You get strategy, you get resources, you get a clear direction. I felt like I was in the dark for a little bit until I met Deborah. And then when I met her, everything that I had been working on just came into focus.
Most people don't know the first thing about how to choose an investment, how to do proper investment allocation. And so as a result, people do nothing and they're paralyzed in fear. And so WealthyU is created really to take a holistic approach to not just financial education, but financial wellness.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Come on in. I'm excited. Over 1,000 of you have signed up for our 5-day Savvy Money Makeover Challenge. Who's ready to get in focus, get out of the dark, and ready to move to the next level? Why that is exactly why you're here this evening. Come on in. Let me see in the chat who is with me. I see I'm ready. That's right. Welcome. So in the chat, let me know where you hail from so that I can give you a shout out, and we're going to get this party started in just a minute. Welcome to our 5-day Savvy Money Makeover Challenge, where we have changed lives and we've helped women build their first 5, 6, 7, and now some are even running for 8. And so my question to all of you, who's going to be the next to become one of a million with a million? If that's you, then I want to hear in the chat that I am the next millionaire in the making, because that's what we're about. So come on in here, folks, because you're going to spend some time with me and we're going to get to know one another. If it is your first time in the 5-day Savvy Money Makeover Challenge, let me know this is your first time, because I also want to give you a shout out. So let's see, we've got Jackie from New Jersey. That's right, says I'm going to be the next millionaire with a million. All of you, Indianapolis in the house. Let's see, is that Linnell who says it's her first time? Let me make sure I get these names right. Well, I'm excited. If it's your first time joining us for the 5-day Money Makeover Challenge, let me know that you have just joined the 7-figure sisterhood. We are a sisterhood and we're like-minded women, and our whole goal is to help you accelerate your financial growth so that you can make the shift from income to wealth. And that's exactly what you're going to learn in the next 5 days. Oh, we've got a lot of first timers, Mignon and Angela, excellent. Sharon Gregory, Nadine Rawls, Jacqueline Baldwin. Man, I am excited. I'm excited to see all of you who are here. So I just want to make sure before we get started that you can all hear me and you can all see me. Is the lighting good? I dressed up for y'all tonight. I put on a little makeup, so I want to make sure you turn your cameras on because I want to get to know you. Here's what I want you to know, is that we're all family. It doesn't matter where you are on your journey. Just know that we've created a safe place, and this place is really designed to share with you some unique insights. Who's ready to go next level? If you're here because you're ready to go next level, then I want you to put in the chat, next level. I'm ready to go next level, because that's exactly what the women in WealthyU do. I'm going to give folks just that's right. Turn those cameras on, because I want to get to know you. Listen, come as you are. You will find when you start hanging out with the women of WealthyU, and we have a few men thrown in here too. They're not scared. You'll learn that we come as we are, and we are family. And the fact is that all I want you all to know is that I am you. I am no different from you, and you're going to hear a little bit about my story in just a moment. But before we do this, let me make sure that we get everybody on point. Who's ready to go on a journey with us for the next 5 days? If you're ready to go on a journey, on your wealth journey with us, then let me know you're ready to go on the journey and you're ready to go next level. So the first thing I want to do for all of us is to just really set the stage and let you know what's coming. So we're in day one of the 5-day Savvy Money Makeover Challenge, and we're going to really get into mindset, because that's where it all starts in our framework. I'll talk a little bit about the WealthyU framework that is responsible for helping thousands of women accelerate their financial growth. And what you're going to learn today is something that I discovered as I went on in my career and started working with high net worth individuals, and I began to understand that wealthy people are there. They got a different manual. They got a different blueprint from what we were given. And that's why there's the 1%, but we're going to move more of you into the 1%. And so we're going to talk a lot about mindset this evening and your need to shift from an income to a wealth mindset. Day 2, it's our 7-figure financial makeover, and you're going to learn how so many women, it all started there with this financial makeover. Listen, many of you would already be millionaires. Many of you have had millions of dollars go through your hands already. In the chat, let me, if you know you would already be a millionaire, then I just put, I would already be a millionaire. The only reason you don't know and you haven't achieved that level of financial success is exactly what you're going to learn in the next 5 days. And day 3, we're going to really get into how you accelerate your financial growth, and you're going to understand why standing in front of you is a huge opportunity, and that opportunity is what wealthy people know. And we're going to be talking about the mindset that they have that allows them to build wealth regardless of the ups and downs in the market. And day 4, we're really going to apply what you have learned, and we're going through the portfolio challenge, and that's where you're going to learn how to gain insight into how stocks that weather in any economy. Who's ready to learn how you make money regardless of the ups and downs of the market? If you're ready to learn that, put that and say, yes, I'm going to shift to that wealth mindset. And then day 5, you're going to hear from some of our WealthyU gold models who were sitting exactly where you are today. And they are now seeing their lives changed. And the question I have, many of those women are being profiled on my new program on the Black Star Network called Get Wealthy. How many of you have watched Get Wealthy? Have you watched Get Wealthy on the Black Star Network? Come on now. If you haven't watched Get Wealthy, if you've watched Get Wealthy on the Black Star Network, share with me that you watched Get Wealthy. Awesome. Because Get Wealthy is a culmination of where we are sharing all of the transformation stories that are happening in WealthyU. And not only that, we're also highlighting some bad sisters. We just had Leisha Bell from PayPal, who's responsible for $100 million getting into the hand with Black venture capitals. This week, we were talking about the $100 trillion, the $100 trillion in the metaverse and the opportunity that presents. Yes, I do believe I am not on Facebook. Okay, well, let me hang on, guys. I just need to I need to log back into Facebook. Give me just a minute. Not really sure how that happened, but we want to make sure that our Facebook friends are able to see it. It tells me I'm streaming live in Facebook, so I don't know what's happening. Am I asking who's new on the Facebook page? We're not streaming live? No, I'm only streaming in the, okay, so I can't get distracted, guys, but at any rate, if you want to watch this on Facebook, what you need to go into is our WealthyU community, because that's where we're streaming, or join us here on Zoom live where I am broadcasting from. So at any rate, lost my train of thought. Okay, I'm streaming on my page, okay, or I'm streaming on the Deborah Owens page, excuse me. Okay, so you guys will have to find me on Facebook, because right now I cannot lose my train of thought. At any rate, so I've just went through what we're going to go through in the next 5 days. But tonight, what I want you to understand is that it all starts with mindset. So in the chat, put mindset. Here's what I want you to understand is that in WealthyU, one of the most significant insights that you will gain is that you have to shift to a wealth mindset. And so the framework is what we call mindset, strategy, and execution. And you're going to learn more about this framework because it is responsible for it is the method that all of the women in WealthyU have used to accelerate their financial growth. And by the way, before I go any further, it's the same thing that has happened to your WealthyU ambassadors. Your WealthyU ambassadors, all of you who joined our 5-day Savvy Money Makeover Challenge, have a WealthyU ambassador, and she is there to guide you, connect with you within the next 5 days. So she's going to be connecting with you and assisting you in any way that she can, because you know what? At one point, she was sitting right where you are. And so there's Michelle Smith, Virginia Rutherford Hall, Anita Jenkins, Suzanne Belcher Boyd, Lynette Reynolds, and Bridget Yvette Roquette. Let me get that right. Anyway, the reason this is so important is because what I want you to know, that no matter where you are on your journey, you have everything you need to be everything you need to be. I want you to get that. That is our affirmation. In the chat, I want you to say, I have everything I need to be everything I need to be. The only thing standing between you and the financial success and and you achieving your financial desires, what do you think it is? In the chat, many of you know you would be much further ahead, but what is the gap between that's keeping you from achieving the level of financial success that you desire and you deserve? I want you to think about this for a minute. That's right. You. That's exactly right. And the other thing is knowledge. And so one of the things I'm going to be sharing with you today is what I discovered. So let me just step back for a moment, because for some of you, because it's your first time, I think it's important for you to understand that, yes, the mission is to help 1 million women build $1 million investment portfolio, but it's not the money, it's the mission. The reason that I created WealthyU was I created something that I wish I had had. You see, I didn't come from wealth. I'm from Detroit. My parents my father worked as a skycap for the airlines and my mother worked in the factory. And as our incomes got higher, then our standard of living went higher. We lived in better homes and we took better vacations. And yet, what my parents, the dream that they had for me was that, how many of you can relate to this? That I would go to college, that I would have a great career, that I would make a great income, that I would have a great family, and that my life would be better than what their work was. Who in here, who tonight can relate to that? Was that your dream for you? Did your parents want you to achieve that American dream? Was that the financial success blueprint you were given? Yes, can you relate to that? And so here's what I know. And so, yes, I followed that script. However, it wasn't until by chance I was hired by an investment company that I realized that there was a whole world that I never knew anything about. And it is my career, starting with what was then the largest investment company, Merrill Lynch, that I realized that wealthy people had knowledge that we didn't have access to. And then what I found out was that the advantage that they had that we didn't have was that they weren't first generation. Many of them had had this knowledge passed on to them. And right in the middle of a stock market crash, while I was sitting there taking orders for some of our top brokers, and people were panicking and selling, what I discovered was when the market declined, very similar to what we've seen happen in this past 7 or 8 months, and then we saw happen in COVID, when the market went down, what do you think wealthy people did? Did they buy or did they sell? In the chat, do you think they bought or did they sell? That's right. They bought, and not only, they didn't buy just any stocks. Not all stocks were on sale. They had the knowledge and they had access to investment bankers that could show them exactly what investments that they should be acquiring. And so as I had this fast trajectory into the investment world, and then went on to work for another very large investment firm, Fidelity Investments, and managed the West Coast for them, and then began to get exposed to our portfolio managers and what they provided to our high net worth clients, I got even more insight. And what I realized is that the average person will not get access to this information or knowledge because you have to already be high net worth or have investable assets of $1 million or more in order to get access to this knowledge and these types of investments. So in the past, it's spending 2 decades in the investment industry, what I really wanted to do was give average people who don't have investable assets of $1 million or more access to this knowledge. And that is the knowledge that we share in WealthyU. And so 5 years ago, I launched WealthyU. And in that past 5 years, we've helped thousands of women primarily build their first 6, 7, and now some of them are running for 8 million in net worth and investment portfolios. And so the question I have for you is, are you ready to discover the wealth building secrets of the 1%? If you're ready to discover it, in the chat, tell me that I am ready to discover and make my shift to a wealth mindset. If you're ready to do that, in the chat, say, I'm ready. And that's what I mean by I'm ready to go next level. Because here's what I want you to know. Here's what I already know. How many of you can relate to this? How many of you are the achievers in the family, right? You checked all the boxes: college, career, 401k, and yet you feel like you're still on this treadmill and you can't get further. You're feeling like no matter how much income I make, somehow I still have not been able to achieve that level of success. If that's you, tell me that that's me. You are in WealthyU what we call the achiever, and what you have to do is learn how to put your learn how to not just focus on income, not just focus on saving, but you've got to learn how to turn your income into wealth. Are there any achievers in the house? That's right. That's me. That's me. Okay, so let me tell you something else. Some of you are the family banker. Let me see if you can relate to this. Not only did you check all the boxes, but somehow when any kind of financial challenge comes upon your immediate family, you're the one that they call, and you feel obligated then to rescue them. But what you don't realize is that you're not helping them. You're really enabling them, right? Because if they don't learn the lesson, guess what's going to happen? Is they're going to be right back. Who in here is the family banker? If you're the family banker, in the chat, put that's me, I'm the family banker. Some of you are like me, that you had a career and then you decided to hang your own shingle and go out in the world and create and add value as an entrepreneur. And so what you are trying to figure out, okay, because I don't have an employer-sponsored plan or a 401k, how can I make sure that I create the right opportunities for me and secure my future? If we have any entrepreneurs in the house, let me in the chat say that's me, that's me. Or some of you may even be working full time and also have that side consulting gig. If that's you, let me know that's you. So you're not only working full time, but you've got that side hustle going too, if that's you. And then lastly, there is the late bloomer. The late bloomer is the one who's taking care of everybody. She's put kids through college, and throughout, what she forgot to do was make sure that she secured her own financial future and was investing in her own plan. If that's you, say I'm the late bloomer in the chat. So here's all I want all of you, no matter where you fit in those, what do I want to say are, I don't want to call you archetypes, right? Like categories. This is what I've learned in coaching thousands of women, is that you fall into those different categories. But the one thing you all have to learn, and that is, and I want you to get this, is that it is important, it is imperative that you give from a cup that is overflowing and not one that's half empty. Does that make sense to all of you? Because here's what I want you to know. What is happening to far too many of you is you're doing everything for everybody else. And when we look at your balance sheet, at your net worth, there is not enough. All right? And so what I want you to know, that the women in WealthyU, that our team is committed to you taking ownership of your financial success, you investing in your financial success, because we know if we are successful in our mission of having 1 million women get to 1 million, that the impact that you will make on your communities that now allow you give from a cup that is overflowing will be unstoppable, and we will literally change the financial condition of our community. Is this making sense to all of you? So when I say it is the mission and not the money, that's what I want you to understand. Yes, these are lofty goals, but we are committed to them. But not only that, we've got receipts. And what I want you to know is that what you're going to learn when you're introduced to some of the remarkable women in WealthyU and their transformations is, if it can happen for them, it can happen for you. In the chat, say, if it can happen for them, it can happen for me. All right? It is possible. We are committed, but what I want you to know is we can only meet you halfway. We're going to open up to the doors later on to WealthyU. You're going to apply, and we're going to show you the exact framework that we have used to accelerate the financial growth, not only of the WealthyU ambassadors. We have hundreds of women in our program, and the ones that lean in and execute, they have the fastest trajectory. And now I want to introduce you to someone who did just that. And it started right here with the 5-day Savvy Money Makeover Challenge.
The challenge came up, and that your challenges are open to everyone. And so I was like, hey, I'm new. I'm gonna do it too. And it involved finding money. I never forget that week I found $700 in my budget that I was essentially just wasting: subscriptions, excessive hair appointments, excessive nail appointments, just all kinds of stuff that honestly I did because I could, you know. It's okay to enjoy things, but you really have to put up boundaries for yourself. And I had not put up any boundaries. I would eat out a lot. But yes, I found $700 that week. And so that was motivating for me. It's like, oh, wow. The next month, I was blessed to have some stock options that were maturing and that I could exercise. I took that money and wiped out the credit card debt I had. And in that following month, that October, I paid off my car, same car I still drive today. And lo and behold, I had $2,500 in my budget that I could invest, that I could do the right thing with. And it just felt so good. It was the first time in my life that I was debt-free, except my home, but debt-free, and it was just the most exuberant feeling. It is the most exuberant feeling that I had ever felt. And so that was motivating to learn more.
And what I want you to know, that's Leah. And if you want to hear her story, you can certainly, if you go to the Black Star Network, all of the Get Wealthy episodes are there. But what I want you to know is that it all started right here in this 5-day Savvy Money Makeover Challenge. If it can happen for Leah, it can happen for you. So who's ready to get started? Who's ready to make the same shift that Leah made? Are you ready to make yourself? In the chat, let me know. If you're ready, say, I'm ready. Say, I'm ready. All right. Okay. So I want to make sure that you all understand when I say the shift to a wealth mindset, what I am saying is that one of the first things that I learned in early on in my career is that wealthy people look at problems as opportunities. And basically what you're seeing here is a chart, and it's showing how that when the bull market goes on, very similar to what we've seen in the past decade or so. Yes, we've had some up and downs, but what we saw in January, you had everybody talking about crypto and Bitcoin and everything, that all the investments were up. Your average annual return in your portfolios was about 15, 16%. And what happens is it provides a level of overconfidence, and that's really when there's the greatest risk of loss. What wealthy people, and then what we see is this shift in sentiment, exactly what we're seeing now, where people, how many of you have looked at your 401k statements or your 403b statements or in your investments, and maybe you're not feeling too good about it right now? Can anybody relate to that? And so now, how many of you are feeling concerned about the market? And maybe you're wondering, ooh, should I stop investing in the market? Should I move to something more conservative? So then you start feeling regret, fear, panic, and despair. But what I learned being in that investment company is this is when it's the greatest opportunity for gain. This is when wealthy people start looking at investments that are down, not because of the intrinsic value, not because they're not earning money, but it's down, and people begin to sell at the bottom of the market. And this is what wealthy people learn that we don't, is that not to let emotions rule them, but to understand that this is the time when you need to be able to invest in companies that have declined simply because of the emotion, and there being more sellers in the market than buyers. Now, this is the most fundamental thing you have to understand. And what that requires of you is for you to make the shift from an earner or poverty mindset to an owner or wealth mindset. And I like to really explain the difference in the shift. Is the earner or the poverty mindset, we go out and buy a big car. We invest, how many of you have invested hundreds of thousands of dollars in your education, and yet you're under earning and you're not getting a return on your investment? How many of you then go out and buy that big house and then buy all kinds of luxury goods? Well, what the owner and the wealth mindset does is they max out their 401k. They do a backdoor IRA. They have that side hustle, and they're investing in that SEP IRA. They invest in a tax strategist and a mastermind and learn how to build wealth. They invest in real estate. They invest in early stage investing. And these are the things that we focus on in WealthyU. What many of you are going to see is that you already would be a millionaire if you would make that shift from an earner to an owner, from a poverty mindset into the wealth mindset. Now let me just stop and be clear for a minute. And I want to explain to you that that is the blueprint we were given. We were told that the more income that we earn and the more things that we have, that equated with wealth. How many of you can relate to that, right? Like as you earn more income, you begin to think that, well, I can have more things. But what wealthy people understand is that no, you take that income and you invest in assets that are going to create an income so that you're no longer trading your time to money for money. Your money is working for you so that you no longer have to. Who's ready to stop trading time for money and actually have their assets giving them dividends and paying an income? Who's ready for that? Is this making sense to you? So let me just set the stage for you, and so that you understand that our system really was set up for us to have a poverty or middle class mindset. So let me explain and define it for you. Okay? So first, a poverty mindset thinks and manages their money day to day. Okay? A poor mindset thinks and manages their money week to week. That's that paycheck to paycheck living. Middle class mindset, month to month. We're even sold things based on a middle class mindset, how much we can afford in terms of a car or a house. I want you to understand that the financial success blueprint we were given was never designed to help us achieve financial independence. In the chat, who can relate to this, right? Affluent mindset, year to year, has a budget, has allocated their resources and their assets. Rich, decade to decade. But a wealth mindset thinks and manages their money generation to generation. And so the difference between a poverty mindset, a poor mindset, a middle class mindset, an affluent mindset, a rich mindset, and a wealthy mindset, in the chat, let me know, what is the difference between how those different types of mindset think about money? What's the difference? Thinking long term. Are you with me? If you begin to make your financial decisions based on the long-term implications, is when you use your resources, is it being invested in an asset that's going to grow, or is it immediately you spend it and it's gone? This is a major shift, and every one of the members in WealthyU is fundamental to our framework in order for you to accelerate your financial growth. Here's what I want you to know. Two things. Wealth is an inside job, and real wealth is quiet. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean that real wealth, you will not be able to identify it when it comes in the door. It's not, I don't have anything against Louis Vuitton or Chanel, but wealthy people understand that they're going to invest in those brands. Louis Vuitton, Moet Chandon, Mr. Arnault is the wealthiest individual in the world. So the point I'm making, I'm not mad at you wearing a Louis Vuitton bag, YSL. I'm just saying, take a portion of your income and turn it into assets so that you've got, who wants to have Louis Vuitton and YSL and Moet Chandon and champagne paying you? How's that sound? Well, that's the shift we're going to make fundamentally in WealthyU. And so your homework for today, in terms of making this shift, who's ready? If you're ready, I'm ready. You ready to go to the next level? What I'm saying to you, fundamentally, I need you to make a shift. And what you're going to get is the wealth blueprint, the same wealth blueprint that the wealthy get that allows them to create wealth to generation. So they're not generation to generation. So they're not starting from scratch. And so guess what? We cannot change what we will not acknowledge. And so your homework for this evening What I am asking you to do is you're going to take a quiz. And it's our wealth mindset quiz. For those of you who bought our VIP kit, then you have that in your workbook. Now, for those of you who didn't buy the kit, if we could put that link in the chat, if you would like to purchase the kit, what comes in there is the full workbook along with our Accelerate Your Financial Growth, where we go over a little bit more in depth of these concepts. But we're going to put the worksheet in the chat as well as in the Facebook group so that all of you will have an opportunity to go over it. I'm just going to go over it briefly. Wealthy people think of money as a tool to help them achieve what they want. Like a key, money is a tool that can be used to unlock doors, important doors that determine the way a person lives today and in the future. Question number 1, when you make a spending decision, do you look to see if it fits in your budget, consider if you've earned the right to purchase, or just figure everything will work out in the end? A, B, or C. 2, to achieve your financial goals, you have funds automatically transferred to investment accounts. A. B, you set aside a certain amount from each paycheck. C, put money aside as it becomes available. A, B, or C. 3, what percentage do you contribute to a retirement plan? The maximum allowed right now, that was just increased. It's now $22,500. Or if you're over 50, you can put up to $30,000. And I'm going to share with you later on this week why that's important. Or you're not investing at all. How do you rate your financial knowledge? Advanced, beginner, or novice? Advanced, you know how to analyze and research stocks and historical returns. B, you know how to analyze, you understand historical returns and what returns you're earning. I'm just giving you a little insight onto what that means. Or C, if you were to choose your 401k, you'd have no clue why you're choosing it. You basically choose whatever they tell you to put it in. That means you're a novice. 5, where do you get your financial advice? From a variety of sources, websites, financial advisors, etc., from your financial advisor or friends and family. 6, when the stock market declines, you look for opportunities to invest, assess your portfolio allocation, consider moving all your investments into cash. 7, if you suffered a financial setback, you already have 6 months of your expenses in an emergency fund. B, have 3 months of your expenses in an emergency fund. C, would have to use credit cards to pay your expenses. So your homework, and I really want you to reflect on this, and I want you to be honest with this. Your homework is to assess whether or not you have a wealthy mindset. In the community tomorrow, in the WealthyU community, in the Savvy Money Makeover community, you are going to post what your what insight you gain from this, if you have a wealth or a wealth mindset. And here's why this is important. I said it earlier. You cannot change what you will not acknowledge. But every one of the people in WealthyU who you're going to see highlighted this week, that's where it started at. It started at mindset. And here's why this is important, because it's fundamental to our framework. Our methodology on how the people in WealthyU are able to accelerate their financial growth starts with mindset, making the shift from an income to a wealth mindset. And then the next aspect of that is strategy. So once you make that shift from a wealth mindset, strategy means you're taking advantage of your investment opportunity levers, and they're different for everyone. That's what you're going to learn later on this week. So you want to make sure you're participating. The replays will be in the challenge group each day. But what's important is that you get each aspect, right? And then the third is execution. And that is that you set up a wealthy system and you are thinking like you've made the shift to a wealth mindset. You have assets allocated and resources that you are putting towards your system, and it's automatic. And here's why all three of these are important. It works like a flywheel, right? And as you apply the framework, it goes faster and faster. And that's why you've seen the women in WealthyU almost doubling the amount of their investment portfolios in a few years, is because of that acceleration. But they're also interdependent. You can have a wealth mindset and know what you need to do, but if you don't have the right strategies and know what investment opportunities levers you need to pull, you're not going to get further. You can have the right strategies and know what investment opportunity levers you need to pull. For some of you, they are your 401k, or you need to contribute to a backdoor IRA, or you need to have some kind of tax advantage strategy so that you're not paying it all to Uncle Sam. But guess what? You can know, but not do. And so you have to be able to execute on what you're learning. And that's the most powerful concept of all in WealthyU. Our secret sauce really is the community. It's the community of like-minded members who are in the sister circle. And this circle is so important because it provides you with that accountability and support. So the 5-day Savvy Money Makeover Challenge this week is all about you gaining this momentum. You're going to know exactly what you need to do to finally become one of a million with a million. Let me just, in review, share with you exactly what's coming. In day 2, it's our 7-figure financial makeover. When Leah, you saw the video, Leah found first $700, then she wiped out her debt, and now she has $2,500. That's where it all started. We're going to show you exactly how to apply that to your situation. Day 3, we're going to talk about those investment opportunity levers that allow you to win in up and down markets. Day 4 is our portfolio challenge, where we're going to talk about some of the strategies that the 1% use to identify those opportunities. And day 5, you're going to meet some amazing, amazing women in WealthyU who were sitting right where you are. And now they've accelerated their financial growth. They've built their first multiple 6- and 7-figure investment portfolios. So who's excited about what's to come? I know we're going to cover, if you're excited about this next week and everything that you're going to learn in the chat, let me know if you're excited. If you're excited, let me know if you're excited. Ladies, let's one of the team put the VIP kit. If you want to hear more about our mindset strategy execution framework and get started right now so that you can accelerate your financial growth, let's put the link. It's a $500 value. It's only $27. The reason that we make this investment in you is because we want to see you go further, faster. Who's ready to go? You excited? You excited that you joined this challenge? Hey, this is what I want you to do. I want to make sure that you follow us, that you join us in the large WealthyU community. We have a community just for our challenge right now. Who knows that has some friends that you know need to be in this challenge, that you want to make sure that they're in the circle, because we know if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. Who's ready to go far with us? Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready to become one of a million with a million? Well, what I want you to know that in WealthyU, we are committed. We have a mighty, mighty team of women who are here to support you. They were all sitting where you are right now. This is what I want all of you to do. Make sure you connect with your WealthyU ambassadors. If you don't know who your WealthyU ambassador is, just post on the Facebook page, I need to know who my ambassadors. These women are mighty and they are on the mission to help you all become one of a million with a million. Michelle Smith, Virginia Rutherford Hall, Anita Jenkins, Suzanne Belcher Boyd, Lynette Reynolds, and Brigitte Yvette Raquette. I love saying that. So ladies, that's gonna do it for me this evening. Again, tag your friends, invite them to the 5-day Savvy Money Makeover Challenge. Who's ready to go next level? If you're ready to go next level, if you're ready to be one of those million with a million, say in the chat, I'm going to be one of the million with a million. I am so excited that you joined us for this 5-day Savvy Money Makeover Challenge. But ladies, we're just getting started. Remember, day 2, 8:00 p.m. right here tomorrow in the community. Connect with your WealthyU ambassadors. They're here for we're sisterhood. Here's the question I have for you. Are you in a circle inspired with like-minded women who have the same goals and want to go higher? Or are you in a cage? Are you not growing? We want you to be a part of our circle. And ladies, we're just getting started. I'm Deborah Owens, founder and CEO of WealthyU, also known as America's Wealth Coach, host of Get Wealthy on the Black Star Network. We're on a mission to help 1 million women get to $1 million in net worth. And all I want to know is, are you going to be one of the million with a million? All right, we're just getting started. Can't wait to see you right back here at 8:00 tomorrow night.